Hey, what's up, geeks? And this is Chris Lina. Welcome to another episode. This is a special one, another episode, and the first one itong April because na-postpone yung previous or supposedly pilot natin itong April. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. This is GeekClicks, and if you're watching this live, please use the hashtag GeekClicksLive, and if you're gonna watch this on replay, hashtag GeekClicksReplay. Yan. And like and share the stream. That would help out a lot. And well, dahil dyan, allow me to thank you guys for being here. Every Sunday tayo, na-sustain natin yung every Sunday, na-sustain natin lahat ng mga shows natin. Maraming nanonood, maraming mga nag-share, maraming mga bumabalik pa, especially si Alan Parma. Alam kong bumabalik ka sa previous episodes natin, which is good kasi ang dami nating natututunan dahil sa mga guests natin. It's not limited to toy photography, although that is our core. Um, ang main focus natin is toys, toy photography, collectibles, but we're expanding it to everything that you think is geeky, actually. That would help out a lot. And yeah, thank you. So shout out to everyone who's watching, especially the PTPC fam. And special shout out kay Sir Rafi Panganiban, kay Sir Ryan Gomez, kay Sir Perry Chua. Yung tatlong yan ang nagbabato sa akin lagi ng mga guests eh. So, minsan nakakatakot na lang din na hindi i-accommodate kasi ang bibigat ng mga binabato nila. So, thank you guys. Rafi, Ryan, Perry, mga tito, mga uncle ng PTPC. Shout out sa inyo. And especially, ayun, sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon, I know that you guys are here and supporting the channel, supporting everyone lang din talaga. And basahin natin ang mga nanonood. Good evening. Oh, thank you so much, Joyce Mancho. Yeah, nanonood. Sana, Joyce, join ka sa amin kasi sa toy collection mo, you're into dolls naman, di ba? So hopefully ma-share natin yan. Good luck. I'm sure it's another great show. Oh, thank you so much, Sir Jason Tenko. Our last episode from last time. Yun, ang dami ko natutunan doon, promise. Technical and the creative side combined in one, merge in one. San ka pa? Lights, camera, action figures. Thank you so much for watching, sir. Hello, watching all the way from Conti's BF. Uy, nasa Conti's Socialed si Maki. Thank you so much. Salamat salamat. And Maki, hindi ko pa nababasa. Re-replyan kita soon. Nakita ko yung preview na message because we're just a bit busy all the way from Paranaque. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jefford, all the way from Batangas. Sir Gabo, thank you so much for watching. Christian Cabrera, lagi itong sumusuporta sa atin. Naging guest na rin natin siya. Balikan yung episode natin, Cos Baby. Marami kayong matututunan doon. GeekClicks Live, thank you so much. Corns, all the way from Cagayan de sorry, tama. Sorry, nalilito talaga ako sa geography. But all the way from the south, Sir Diano Corns, Negros. Yan, tama na ako. Negros. Ano ba yan? Ayun, anyway, thank you so much, Sir Corns. And yun, Dark Claw Customs, mga gusto naman makabalik sa episode niya. Yan. Been catching up with the previous episodes yan. Sabi ko nga si Sir Alan Parma, nanonood yan eh. Watching all the way from City ng Paputok, Bukawi, Bulacan. Parang may wow, mabuhay. Ganun tayo mga pa-welcome ha. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Jinaski naman, episode niya was art miniature architecture yan from architect Janaski Jerome de Roma. Don't let his curly tops fool you. Napakagaling na architect niyan. Maloko lang. Anyway, thank you. Sir Perry Chua, salamat po. Mark Lewis, uy, salamat sir for watching. Always nakasuporta. Eto na, excited for this one, si Shazam. Of course, sino pa bang susuporta, di ba? Number one supporter ng ating guest yan. Yung magaan naman ay bigay niyong guest. Oo nga. Puro mabibigat kasi, no? Patsing ko, pa-interview ka na ito. Mabigat din to eh. Mabigat din ang mga alam nito eh. Mga blue girls, ganon. Joke lang. Gabobi na si Patsing ko magaan. Inabangan ko yung palibre ni Sir Toby. Tingin ko rin manlilibre siya ng buko juice. Promise. Present. Sabi ni Patsing ko, yan. Pero hindi na ako maasa kay Patsing ko. Pero sana, malay natin, di ba? Yun, salamat sa lahat. Shout-out lang natin ng mga unang nanonood. Salamat po. Support local muna tayo. Unang-una, sana ko, share ko ba? Ayun, share ko lang ang ating kaibigan na currently, Well, suportahan natin kasi ako, fan din ako ng gawa nito eh. Sabi ko nga top 3. Nasa top 3 ko rin sila. Hindi ko babanggitin kung sino-sino yung mga to. Pero etong taong to, paborito ko yung mga gawa niya din. Mula nung una pa lang naiya ako nung una dahil puro tanong lang ako eh. Rand dioramas from Romel Francisco. Yan. Thank you so much. And supportahan lang din. Ayan, no? Simpleng like lang sa taas. That would help out his page a lot. Yan. So, Rand dioramas, napakaganda. Sayang nga, na-postpone yung episode namin eh because of something that was unforeseen, similar kay Alex for miniature cooking. Yon, salamat din at least sana man lang makasama natin siya soon. Pero yun nga, although na-postpone, it doesn't stop us from supporting his page. Ang ganda ng mouse ni Sir. But ang ganda rin ng mga diorama. Yan. Street scenes ang mga specialty ni Sir Romel Francisco. So like the page, support local. Yan. Sabi ko nga top 3 favorite diorama makers ko to, si Sir Romel. And speaking of which, pakita ko lang din ang dapat supposedly episode natin itong April. So April, we were supposed to start with Alex Apostol, but due to unforeseen circumstances, sorry, patsing ko, hindi natin natuloy. But she will join us soon. But Tobey Ocampo is gonna join us tonight. Mamaya natin i-welcome. But watch out for Ryan Lapus. 12 a.m. to kasi from California pa talaga. And Miko Rosales on the same day, April 11. So parang di amazing lang din kasi based sa US si Sir Ryan Lapus. Yan. And Miko Rosales for custom figures, putik, naglalaway ako sa mga gawa nito eh. So same next week din sila. Same day, 12 a.m. and 7 p.m. And also Mark Steven Santos, buti pinaunlakan tayo dito. Isa to sa mga tambay. Tambay ba talaga ang tamang term? Pero isa sa mga active members ng ACBA. Yan. Also, Marlo Demoos, napaka-dramatic na mga shots nito. Eh. But anyway, she will join us on the last week of April or last Sunday of April. Yan. So, ayoko nang patagalin pa. Ang tagal na ng monologue natin, ng mga sinoutout natin. Kanina pa siya nasa backstage at init na siya. Hindi, joke lang. Let's all welcome our guest for tonight, Black Adam, also known as Tobey Ocampo.
Hey guys, hi.
Kumusta naman dyan?
Okay lang. Medyo mainit. So nag-effort pa talaga ako with the costume.
Oo
Pero
nga,
yeah,
yan.
okay naman.
Oo, nag-request ako nung una, sabi ko, sana mag-Black Adam. Tapos sabi niya, okay lang ba hindi pa naayos? Pero yon, you still made it possible for us. Black Adam na Black
Yeah.
Adam. Sakto palabas, no? Palabas yung Black Adam na,
Yes.
what do you call this?
The
Yun,
movie. Yeah.
excited na movie. Sobrang excited din kami doon. Pag sakali no, there are times na nanonood tayo na naka-costume, or at least we have something
Yeah.
that's included in the fandom. Sayang hindi natin magagawa ito soon, no? But probably
Yeah.
at the comforts of our home,
Comfort
diba?
of our homes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, probably.
probably.
Yes. Parang sa lang, sa Justice League sa Wonder Woman 84, watched it
You did that
at
as
home.
well? Nice.
Hindi ako nag-cosplay. Definitely no. Hindi
Ah,
ako nag-cosplay. Pero yeah, we watched it at home. Yeah. So I got to share it
ah.
with my family, some of my friends who are also fans. So yeah.
Nice. Well, at least, di ba, these things are, still experienced with people na close to us that share the fandom
Yes.
or at least man lang a different experience probably at the comforts of our
Yes.
home, di ba?
Yeah.
Right, unang-unang tanong, kumusta ka? How's life in the taga-South ka, di ba? Tama, no?
Yes. From the
Okay.
Piñas. Yes.
From Las Piñas, yeah. So, kumusta ang
Yeah.
buhay sa Las Piñas ngayon?
It's not too strict.
Mm-hmm.
Medyo, I mean, before this lockdown kasi, medyo hindi naman masyadong strict. So people just, they just go when they usually go.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, medyo uso na rin yung traffic again. Pero
I
nung
see.
lockdown, yan,
Mm-hmm.
medyo kumonti yung tao. Pero yung mga essentials, mga essentials like groceries,
Ah,
restaurants for takeout, definitely
mm,
bukas naman sila. Yeah, sa
nice.
ibang mga stores. Yeah.
Oh, at least, di ba?
Mhm. Saka ang well, one of the things kasi na I was looking forward to during the lockdown, or rather, even when it's on a lockdown, is yung mga toy stores. So, yun, importante yun eh, di ba sa atin? So, normally, yeah, nakakapunta ako before, na medyo malog-log pa, nakakapunta ako sa mga toy stores. I get to find kung ano yung mga latest releases nila, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, yan. Tapos, syempre ngayon, naka-lockdown, definitely, all throughout, I'm just staying at home. So, practice lang ng photography, toy photography. Tapos, classes yan. Classes din, of course. I do online classes since hindi pa kami nakakabalik sa gym. So, I do
Ay,
online classes.
yan.
Yeah.
I was actually about to ask that. Sorry, na-disconnect ako for a moment. Salamat sa
Oh, okay.
pagsalo. Salamat sa pagsalo sa akin. Ang galing mo doon.
Sure.
Anyway, what do you call this? Yun, I was watching it on the live, pero let's talk about you being a fitness guru then. Kasi you also are a health buff, like our previous guest, si Sir Jason Tenko, di
Yes,
ba?
sir. Jason,
Uh,
yes.
'di ba? So, yun nga, online classes. Invite us. First and foremost, dun sa mga online classes mo. Unahin na natin yun. And then we'll go into the
Okay.
geekery. Yun muna.
Okay. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in getting fit, or even during lockdown, I hold online classes. It's usually a Zoom online fitness class. So I
Mhm.
hold pop dance. Minsan I also do mixed fit. It's a
Mhm.
combination of dance moves and fitness moves. So mostly I focus on pop music. So it's Pinoy
Mhm.
pop, Western pop, and then K-pop. Kasi di ba uso yung mga K-pop sa
Mhm.
mga kabataan. So most of my attendees, bukod sa mga titas of Manila, mga moms of Manila, mga younger, mga millennials who are
Ah,
into dancing K-pop. So yun. And then
nice.
hopefully by next month, makapag-start na rin ako for sexy hip-hop, which is para siyang
Uy.
sa G-Force. Yeah, para siyang G-Force choreography style,
Mhm.
wherein they learn to dance to different choreographies, which is mostly K-pop dance at pop. So yung usual mga dance covers, ayun, may poster.
Mhm.
Usually
Oh,
yung
yun na
mga
nga.
covers sa YouTube, yeah, they can actually learn it on my online class. So hopefully
Nice.
by that, yeah.
And yun nga eh, 'di ba? Ang sakto dahil you're a fitness buff and syempre superheroes
Mm.
din ang mga kino-cosplay mo, which is really
Yes.
fit, 'di ba? I mean, who are really fit. So
Yeah.
napakasaya lang din. Which we'll get into maya-maya. Basahin lang natin ang mga comments. Simulan natin, kay
Okay.
Richua. Habang may buhay may pag-asa, Patsinko, wag mo kaming biguin. Ako, I'm hoping for the best but hindi na ako maasa. Yun lang kay Patsinko. Hindi, pero mahal natin yan, si Sergeant Tentacles.
Yes. Tentacle.
Si RJ Clemente, yes, all the way from Las Piñas din. Yan. Isa sa mga
Oh,
magicians and
hello
hosts na
RJ.
kaibigan natin
Nice.
yan. Hello, Sir RJ. May live ba ng horizontal pole dancing? Hindi, nag-usap kami ni Toby, hindi siya sasayaw ngayon. Hindi siya sasayaw ngayon. Sir Chief,
Private
yan,
na lang,
si
Dynasty.
private dance na lang daw. Sir Paulo Rodriguez, get well soon. Hopefully, gumaling ka, Sir Chief, and makasama ka sa GeekClicks. Yan. Isang giling naman dyan, sir. Ayan na sila. Black Adam, sabi ni Jason Tenko. Ayan. Once you go Black Adam, you cannot go back. Of course, eto na ang number one supporter natin, no? Yes. Si Shazam. Si Ernest, ano. Ma-lockdown na lahat, wag lang toy stores. Oo nga, no? Hindi,
True, true.
may Shopee naman eh, di ba? At least available pa rin siya sa Shopee, nakakasaya eh, di ba? Hello, Sir Toby. Kami taga Las Piñas, photograph pag nagkasalubong tayo.
Oh,
Yun. Uy, thank you so much. Oo nga, Maki, no? Sana magkita kayo. Uy, si Claude
oh, si
Daniel
Claude.
Ang.
Hi, Claude.
What do you call this? I like his, what do you call this? Cyborg cosplay. One of,
Cyborg, yes.
Cyborg.
Justice League
You know,
Cyborg.
favorite ko na cosplay niya. Uy, Sir Rafi Panganiban, thank you so much for watching. Yan. Okay, so let talking about everything in about cosplay. Let's start with this question. When did you get into cosplay? Tell us the story.
Okay. Actually, even if sa amin ng partner ko, ako yung
Mm.
geek talaga from the start.
Uh-huh.
Yung cosplay kasi this was initiated by my partner. Hindi talaga
Mm.
ako before, it's not that I'm not open to it. It's more of, when I go to conventions kasi,
Mm.
it's more of me looking for toys for my collection.
Ah, okay.
Pero nung time na, I think that was, siguro mga 4, 5 years ago, um, dinala ko yung partner ko, si
Mm.
Shazam. Dinala ko si
Mm.
Shazam sa sa Asia, I think it's Asia Pop Comic Convention. Pero this
Mm.
is the Asia Pop sa may
Mm.
World Trade Center pa. Yeah,
Mm.
sa World Trade Center.
APCC, yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
yes. So
Uh-huh.
doon yung first na convention niya, and doon namin nakita yung mga cosplayers. I think
Uh-huh.
that was the one that inspired him to get into cosplay. Noong una medyo
Nice.
hesitant pa ako kasi parang gusto ko kasing mag-enjoy. When I go to a convention, gusto ko makapaglibot. I wanted to go
Uh-huh.
around, I wanted to buy toys. Parang hindi ako masyadong, alam mo yun, parang ayoko
Uh-huh.
yung hito ako sa gitna ng daan and then people are just gonna take my picture. Parang ganun. Hindi pa ako open sa
Uh-huh.
ganun before. Pero yun nga, so nang nag-start siya, in-encourage niya ako to get into cosplay. Ang
Mm.
first cosplay namin actually was Mario Brothers. So
Mm.
medyo nagkaroon siya ng traction. Although ang
Mm.
dami naka Mario Brothers, pero alam mo yun, yung mga kids,
Mm.
they stop they stop you, tapos nagpapa-picture sa'yo. And that's how I felt na I am doing something for these kids. So parang yun
Mm.
yung isa sa mga factors na nag-enjoy ako. And then of course, Justice PH, when I met
Mm.
si Glenmark, sila
Mm.
Christoph,
Sila
yan, sila
Flash,
Claude,
yeah.
sila
Yeah.
Flash, they
Mm.
invited me to join, they invited us to join Justice PH. So that was, yun lang yung parang pinaka-entry point namin into officially cosplaying sa cosplay world. And that's
Mm.
where I met, the rest of the people from Justice PH, even those that are not from Justice PH, like yung
Mm.
pinakaunang na-meet ko na hindi pa kami nagko-cosplay niya, sila Mike De La Paz, sila
Sila Mike,
Tim,
yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah, sila Fredlo. So,
Mm.
yun, sila
Okay.
yung mga nakaka, sila Ross, yan, sila yung mga
Sila Ross, yeah.
nakakasalubong namin. At that time pa nga, nung nag-start pa lang kami, hinahabol talaga namin yung mga cosplayers. Kasi we
Mm.
wanted to, ang galing ng costume nila. I mean, their
Yeah,
costumes
true.
were so on spot. So, even for me, kahit ako, parang I was
Uh-huh.
really, I was parang, alam mo yung
Mm.
pagka-fanboy ko. So, yun,
Mm.
nahabol namin the whole day yung mga cosplayers asking to take their pictures. And then, yun, we got to experience it firsthand when we became part of Justice PH.
Mm.
And the rest was history from there. So, yun.
Nice, nice. Kasi what do you call this? Minsan ganun eh, no? You start as a fan and then you become part of the
Mm-hmm.
community because the
Yes.
community is open. Especially Justice PH.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, very familiar names. Sila Ross, sila Fredlo, sila Flash, yan, si Glenmark Antonio.
Yeah.
These people, yun nga, mga institution na you would say, di ba? But ang saya, di ba?
Yes.
Ang saya lang din dahil these people, well, it's fun when you have a community that allows fans or ano, I don't wanna say the word fans ng cosplay mo eh dahil it becomes like pinuput mo sila sa pedestal eh. That's
Yes,
something
that's
really
true.
na, 'di ba?
That's true.
Na
Yeah.
at least man lang yung mga beginners versus the experienced ones na lang. Yun. It's fun when the experienced ones allow the beginners to step into the light na ginaguide pa, di ba? Ang saya lang din na may ganong community.
Yes.
And I'm glad
Yes.
na part ka ng isang magandang community like Justice PH, which I've heard great news about or great things about. Yun nga, especially si Glenmark, number one, fan din ako niyan, sila Fredlo, sila Vinyas, di ba? Um, but anyway, next into may tanong pala sila. Si Ernest, sabi niya, Sir Chris, ikaw kailan ka magko-cosplay? Actually, I was just browsing a few of mine, which I'll share mamaya na lang din. But it's not about me.
Mm.
Pero at least man lang, na-experience ko na siya before as Light Yagami, Sith,
Yeah,
also, yeah.
definitely.
Ano pa ba? Si Kurei. Yan. Those are a few of the things na ano ko na what do you call this? Na experience ko na before. But anyway, Claude says, thanks man. Gosh, ako ba yun? Sabi ni Ernest. May iba ka bang partner? I
Wala,
don't know.
wala.
Baka yun yung tanong niya.
Wala, wala.
Yes. Ako sana gusto ko mag-cosplay kaso Baymax lang pwede sa akin. Ikaw, if Jinaski's gonna take on a cosplay or a character, and sinabi niya word na bagay eh. There are people na I don't want to say this like I'm discriminating eh. Pero hindi nila kamukha ang kino-cosplay nila. It's a different take on that character eh. That's how I see it. What's your take on this kay Jinaski at least? Kasi we've seen people like that. Like kino-cosplay nila si Wonder Woman but their skin is darker than Gal Gadot's, or at least man lang Diana's the comic book reiteration of Diana Prince. Pero my point is what I'm driving at is sometimes nga there are just fans na nagko-cosplay just because tama ba? Correct me if I'm wrong nagko-cosplay just
Okay.
because they love the character but not because they look like the character, right? There are people
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So having said that, sa tingin mo anong bagay kay Jinaski?
Okay, Gymnasty. Scurvy.
Kirby?
Okay, Gymnasty. um,
Oh,
DC or Marvel? Siguro, sige, let's go with, ano na lang. Kay
your
Gymnasty,
call.
kasi hindi ko pa kasi nakikita si Gymnasty eh. Pero, I mean, di ba, mostly
Pictures, yeah.
nagpupunita kami sa chat group. Si Gymnasty, si Jay, sila
Yeah,
Pat.
yeah.
So, si Gymnasty, I would say, I think he can pull off si Bishop ng X-Men. Bagay sa kanya
Oy.
sa buhok niya.
Oy, oy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Di
right?
ba? Pwede, pwede. Di
Pwede,
ba?
no? Tapos, papa 3D print siya ng mga, ng mga stuff kay kung sino mang malapit sa kanya, no? Ayan.
Yeah,
Right?
oo. Yes.
Nice. Sir Antonio Alcantara, hello all the way from
Oh,
the Middle
Antonio,
East.
hello. Yes.
Go for it po. Yes. Sobrang supportive eh, no? Si Dandy, sabi. Ito yung mga kulitan
Jay.
natin. Uy, si Gail. Hi,
Oo.
hi. Thank you so much for
Yes, hi
watching.
there.
Ito na yung mga,
Yeah, mga Teen
mga
Titans.
friends.
Yeah, sa Teen Titans. Yeah.
Na nga sila, di
Oh,
ba? Si Mika,
yes, yes.
common friend natin to, si Mika.
Yeah,
Thank you so
siya
much.
yung Raven namin. Yes.
Yep. Yan, hinighlight natin siya kanina eh. Teka. Yan. But anyway, thank you
Okay,
so much for
yeah.
watching. Si Jinaski, pwede daw siya si Deku. Oo nga, no?
Yeah,
Some,
si Deku.
di ba?
Yes. The Hero
I
Academia,
lo-
yes.
I look like Baymax hindi. Yun nga eh, di ba? As what we tried to point out na sometimes kasi, correct me if I'm wrong, Toby, kasi you're into cosplay, where you're more experienced or you're one of the experienced ones sa cosplay. And feel free to jump in sa mga nanonood nating mga cosplayers. Na cosplay doesn't necessarily mean that you have to your facial features would have to look like the person that you're cosplaying,
Yes. No, it doesn't
right?
have to be. It's a
Doesn't have.
plus factor if you can actually look very much
Mm-hmm.
like the character. Right? That's a plus factor. I mean, we have to admit
Mm-hmm.
that when you're actually cosplaying, you're representing the character. So it's always a plus factor to look like the character, to make so much effort to actually look like him. Pero cosplay, one of the things that I always say about cosplay is that cosplay is for everyone. It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
have to be you looking like Gal Gadot or you looking like Henry Cavill or like si Logan. I mean, as long as you love the character, as long as you are representing the character well,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter kasi you have to enjoy it. Eh. That's the part of cosplay nga eh, costume play. So it means you have to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
You can look like the character, but you don't really enjoy the character. That's where the gray area comes in. Kasi parang you're just there looking like the character. diba? As opposed to someone na who really loves that character, even if
Yan.
hindi ganun kaganda yung costume niya, pero he or she is representing the character well with uh, how he actually looks like. So andun yung passion for cosplay. And for me personally, I would much rather go with someone who is more passionate about it rather than
Mhm.
someone who's just, stand there and look pretty, just to look like the character, di ba?
Yeah, right?
Yun.
Ang
Plus
ang ganda ng take mo na yun,
actually
eh.
kasi, yeah,
Yeah,
kasi
yeah. Mhm.
ang maganda kasi doon, when you cosplay, it's
Mhm.
not really about being famous in the cosplay community. Eh.
Yan.
I mean, I'm not really. I mean, there are famous cosplayers.
Mhm.
Alodia, diba?
Mhm.
Even sila Prince, sila Prince de Guzman, ang galing nila sa mga
Mhm.
transformation cosplays nila sa horror cosplays. Um, it's good for you to look up to these people, but
Mhm.
you also have to realize that as a cosplayer, you're a huge part of the community. Na lahat kayo, you guys, whether you are beginner or you are
Mhm.
already an experienced cosplayer, you're there as a community to encourage people to enjoy the fandom and to encourage people to also cosplay, to inspire people to cosplay. Diba? So
Yan.
it's not really about just looking good, but it's also
Mhm.
bringing out that passion to inspire people. I have a story, okay na ba? I have one story.
Sure, go
And
ahead,
ito kasi
please.
this is one of the experiences that I have na until now hindi ko pa rin siya makalimutan.
Mhm.
So, kami sa Justice PH, di ba? So, every convention, we always cosplay. I cosplayed si Cyborg sa Teen Titans. So, yeah. So, kompleto kami. We have, ako, Cyborg, si Claude as Robin. Tapos we have Starfire, si Nikomi,
Mhm.
si Mika, si Raven. Tapos we have Beast Boy, si Melvin. So, I think that was before the launch of the Teen Titans Go to the Movies na
Mm.
animated movie. Okay. So we were there, nandun kami, we have a booth. Tapos there are kids who are coming over kasi very colorful yung costume namin. So kids are coming over having their pictures taken. So that was a Sunday. So Monday, I
Mm.
was on my way to work. I was on my way. I was wearing sweats. I was wearing my usual uniform sa Gold's
Mhm.
Gym, my bag. I went to McDonald's for breakfast. Tapos, I sat in one table. And across my table, merong isang mommy and three
Mm.
kids.
Mhm.
So I was eating my breakfast and the kids were pointing at me. I had my cap. May cap ako nun eh. Nakakap pa ako nun. So parang nilower ko ng konti yung cap. Kasi sabi ko, why are they looking at me? Because
Mhm.
they were pointing at me.
Mhm.
So medyo uncomfortable about that time. So I just continued eating. So I was when I'm done, I was about to leave McDonald's. The mom
Mhm.
went over to me. She said, "Excuse me, by any chance, are you the cyborg kahapon sa convention?" So medyo
Mm.
nagulat ako parang seryoso. You guys even recognize me. And sabi niya, kasi yung kids kasi they went up to have their picture taken with you and they can't stop talking about you, as about me, as Cyborg. Because si
Mhm.
Cyborg pala yung favorite nila sa Teen Titans. So it was like,
Nice.
they were on their way home daw. They were like, I can't believe I met si Cyborg, ganyan, ganyan. And then,
Nice.
sabi ko, yes,
Nice.
hindi, ako po yun. Yes, ako po yun. Is it okay if I can have a picture with you with the kids today? Sabi ko, kahit hindi po ako na-costume. Sabi niya, yes, okay lang. So alam mo yun, as I was, going about my day, doon ko
Mhm.
na-realize na, wow, I made such a huge impact to these
Mhm.
kids. I mean, even if hindi ako naka-costume, nakilala nila ako, when they
Mhm.
met me and the rest of the Teen Titans, they couldn't stop talking about it. So it's not just them about being just fans. They're very passionate
Yan.
about it. Diba? So in a
Oo.
way, as a cosplayer, that felt good because you made an impact to these
Mhm.
kids. And at some point, diba, you were able to somehow make their
Mhm.
dreams come true in meeting
Mhm.
their favorite superheroes, diba? Kasi ako,
Yeah.
honestly, if I would actually get to meet Gal Gadot or see
Yep.
Linda Carter, I was like, wow, di ba? Sobrang
Yun nga eh, 'di
happy ako
ba?
nun, di ba?
True.
Being a huge Wonder Woman fan, baka himatayin pa ako on the spot. So, ano yun? Pero
True.
when I see sila Ross, sila Tish, when I
Yep.
see yung mga nagko-cosplay ng Wonder Woman, actually, kahit naka-costume ako, I went up to them, ano, what's your
Mm-hmm.
favorite superhero? Can I have their picture? Kasi I know it means a lot to these people then, di ba?
Uh-huh.
So just being appreciated in that way and knowing that you're also making an impact and inspiring other people in your own small way, that is huge for a cosplayer.
Yeah,
So,
actually.
yeah.
And ang ganda eh that you're facilitating positivity through cosplay area. It's not about the fame, it's not about the characters. It's about you enjoying cosplay, and it's
Yes.
about you sharing, well, there's a motto sa amin sa Magic na living the magic, sharing the smiles. In that case, in your
Mhm.
own way, you are doing, or you're living the magic, and you're sharing the smiles, really. And that's something that's very, very admirable. Na hopefully sana lahat, kasi I'm sure there are a few people that are after the fame, like any other community, di ba? So hopefully everyone
Yeah.
can share that mindset. Ang saya lang din kasi I
Yeah.
hope everyone has the same mindset. Ang nakaka-inspire sa totoo lang. And I'm speechless sa totoo lang sa mga nabanggit mo, kasi there's nothing more that I can add to that. It's really perfect na that you have to enjoy what you do, and just
Yes.
do it for the sake of enjoyment, di ba? Like what we do in toy
Yeah.
photography, right? Di ba?
Yes.
Ang
Exactly.
hindi toxic yung community natin sa PTPC, di ba?
Oh
Ang
my.
may critic me
Sobrang.
tayo, di ba? Na yung
Yes.
critic me natin is more into getting or improving the shots, and not really criticizing, di ba? It's more
Mhm.
on helping
True.
each other out. Parang ang saya ng may
Yeah.
ganitong community. So hopefully hindi
Yes.
sa hindi to toxic hindi to toxic positivity. I would beg to disagree pag may nagsabing toxic positivity to. Pero ang positive lang din talaga. Speaking of
Yes.
positive, basahin natin itong mga comments. Basta kulot na superhero bagay kay Jinaski, sabi ni Sir Rafi. No? Bishop na malaki ang tiyan, matatago mo yan sa costume mo. Di ba? Kaya yan.
Oh, I mean, pag naka-armor ka, yeah, matatago
Yeah.
mo siya. So,
Natatago mo siya, and
and again, it's yeah,
it won't be the highlight, di ba? I mean, it's the
yeah,
whole,
no. Won't
yeah.
be the highlight of it.
And back to your
Yeah,
point, it's about the enjoyment of cosplay, or
that's insane.
di ba? Uh,
At saka ang
wait.
daming, ang daming cosplayers na, cosplayers are real people. We don't have perfect bodies. I mean, very seldom you will see a cosplayer has a perfect body.
Mm,
Most of us have just regular bodies. Pero the acceptance that even if you are not as fit as the superheroes are perfect, di ba? I mean, the
uh,
art is perfect. So, bihira ka makakita ng cosplayer na ganun ka-perfect yung katawan, di ba?
yeah.
Pero once you exude that kind of positivity,
Mm,
I mean, it doesn't even, wala yung focus talaga doon sa katawan. It's more on the
true.
representation.
Yeah.
And it's more on the vibes you're giving out. So, yes.
Ang ganda ng mga sinishare mo ngayon, Toby. Hopefully, dito ko lang sasabihin tong term na to, sana all. Sana all communities are like this. Di ba? Perfect yan eh. Perfect
Yeah.
na sana all
Yeah.
communities are like this. Yeah.
Parang sa
Um,
atin, sa PTPC, di ba?
yeah.
I mean, it's
Sana,
not
sana.
perfect, pero wala ka makikitang bad vibes eh. Everybody just
True.
appreciates everybody's work,
Yeah.
di ba? Tapos,
Di ba?
pagka binigyan ka ng tips, di ba, it's welcome. So, yun.
Yeah, actually.
Hopefully, ganun yan, di ba?
Oo, kasi you know that the intention is not to undermine you. You know that the intention is just to uplift you, or just to help you out, 'di ba? Hopefully may ganun tayong mga community, or hopefully dumami ang ganitong communities, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Uh teka, si Gail, yes, hello y'all. Sabi niya. Thank you so much for watching. Yan. Watching from my CR while taking a shower. Wow. Sige, patingin nga. Post mo sa comments. Yo,
Post
uy,
mo sa
Sir
comments
Jordan
yan, Jordan.
Sabado.
Si Jordan.
Magsa-selfie pa siya, no? Puting paint lang kailangan ko sa costume ni Baymax. Ang build ni Baymax. Pero matangkad si Baymax, Janaski, nasa 7 feet yan. Di ba? Hello, bro, Toby and
Yeah.
Chris. Oy, salamat, Jordan. Present si Dek
Hey,
Abulencia.
Jordan.
Thank you so much for
Hey,
watching.
Jay.
True. Sometimes it's the attitude and the personality of the character that the looks is just a plus. Oh, ano? Yeah, really. Ito na nagko-comment na nating mga cosplayer friends. And you learn to love the character you relate with. Oh, ano? You learn to love the
Yes.
character that you relate with. Even if you don't really exactly look like the character as depicted in the comics, movies, or cartoons. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so I'll share one picture lang din. Dahil sorry hindi ko share to dahil for the sake of something napabida or what, but at least man lang well, coming this May kasi itong squad ko ang makakasama natin sa GeekClicks din, but we're fans of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Ayun ako sa
Yes.
Geek. But anyway, we're all gonna be in the uh, be part of this one, but not as cosplayers, but just as Star Wars fans. But yun nga eh, especially also in the Star Wars community, shout out to kila ano yan, kila Mika Fabella, ang ating mga friends na mga veteran. Eh, si Glenmark Antonio, who's also
Yeah.
a Star
Star
Wars
Wars
fan.
fan.
Yan.
He
Yan.
loves
So,
Star Wars things like that.
so hopefully, no, lahat ng mga communities would share that same mindset. Ang saya lang din. Sabi ni Gail, it's a rare blessing to be born with the same facial structure as your favorite character. For all else, there's makeup. O nga naman, di ba?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
how
true.
you put that's where the effort would come in it, and the effort and the challenge. Correct me if I'm wrong, Toby.
Yeah.
Effort and challenge at the same time, but it gives you enjoyment for some reason, you know.
Yes. That's true. Yeah.
Okay,
Saka ang
may
ano kasi dun
magpapakritik.
is yung
Yep, sorry.
makeup,
Go
di
ahead.
ba? That's all.
Yeah. Huh?
Yung makeup kasi, that's one way for you to actually look a little more like the character. Like
Yeah.
for example, yung mga character, mga alien characters like Martian Manhunter. I did Martian Manhunter.
Hmm.
May naka-makeup ako. I mean, people were able to recognize me as Martian Manhunter. So, I mean, alam mo
True.
yun, there's that effort,
Yeah.
diba, that goes into it. And it's really about, about loving the character.
Yan, yan. You loving the character eh. Kasi whatever you do, if you don't love the character, I think it would show, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
in
true.
your case, we see that you really love the characters that you cosplay. Kasi you look the part, you have the same expressions, di ba? Kasi you study the character, you put the effort into it. Eto a serious question na bagay sa society ngayon. Since parang sensitive masyadong ang mga tao ngayon on the topic of cosplaying, if you don't look the part, how would you deal with the negative comments or hate comments? If you don't look the part. Have you ever had this experience, Toby? Na there were hate comments
First,
then? Yeah.
personally, wala pa. Thank
Hmm.
God. Pero
Okay.
I know people who actually had
Uh-huh.
bashers. May mga bashers sila, may mga hate
Yep.
comments sila. Naging victim sila ng
Hmm.
pangbubuli, not just with
Hmm.
non-cosplayers but also with other cosplayers.
Hmm.
So, personally, I mean, this is not just on a cosplayer's point of view. I mean, ako rin naman as a fitness instructor, in everything that I
Hmm.
do as a toy photographer or a photographer,
Hmm.
meron din naman ako nakukuha mga medyo hindi magandang comments in a way.
Hmm.
For me, for you to deal, actually, it's not really about dealing with it. Because first of all, if you are confident in what you're doing,
Hmm.
normally these comments won't really hurt that much. I mean, yeah, it would hurt,
Hmm.
pero your confidence is pretty much your showmanship,
Hmm.
diba? So, well,
Nice.
for me, if you're really confident,
Hmm.
if you believe in what you're doing, you don't really
Hmm.
have to prove yourself to anybody. Number two, you have to choose your own battles. Hindi lahat
Hmm.
ng magko-comment sa'yo ng pangit would be, kailangan mong patulan. Some of them may actually come from a place of suffering themselves, diba? Parang
Hmm.
issues of insecurities, diba? Parang if I'm insecure about one person, I will try to bring this person down. I mean, that's human
Hmm.
nature. Sometimes our insecurities pretty much gets the better of us, better judgment. So we try to bring other people down just so we can feel good about ourselves, diba? So we also have to understand that we are not living in a perfect world. We're not living in a perfect cosplay
Mm-hmm.
community. So even if you don't look like the character, and there
Mm-hmm.
are people, as long as there are people who appreciates it or appreciates you as a cosplayer, then just continue doing what you love. Diba? You can't please everybody. I mean, it may
Mm-hmm.
sound so cliche in a sense, pero
Yeah.
wherever you go, whether it's work, whether it's cosplaying, doing your hobbies, there will always be that one or two people who would criticize you just
Mm-hmm.
because they really don't like you for some reason, or they feel insecure about what you're doing, or talagang hindi ka na nila really gusto. And we can't please everybody. We can't help that. So I guess the best thing for you naman to do is to just choose your own battles.
Choose your own
Just try to,
battles.
yeah,
Ang
try to
saya,
be
ang
more
saya nito.
positive, di ba?
Life
Kasi,
lessons,
yun,
oh.
di ba?
Life lessons eh. Kasi I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
whenever I hear wisdom from our guests, tinatry ko siyang i-apply sa buhay and nakikita ko na pwedeng i-apply in such
Yeah.
situations eh. Diba? You just choose your own battles eh. Kasi I mean having a lot of communities tayo, diba? I mean, we have
Yeah.
cosplay, we have you have cosplay, but at least man lang I have a dip into that. We have toy photography, other geekery, gaming. There's a lot of negative people, and there's
Yeah.
always what you pointed out. There's always one or two people that would be somewhat bashers, diba, in things that you do, that would criticize you
Yes.
every time. That's a very good take. Thank you so much for this, Toby. Hopefully, marami tayong ma-inspire dun sa phrase mo na yan. Choose your own battles, and this applies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Si Perry Chua, sabi niya, pag na-meet ko si Gal, alis na daw siya sa PTPC. Hindi ka sure.
Sama
Do
mo
you
ako,
join?
Papa Perry.
Oo nga, no? Do you also join cosplay contests then? Tell us more about this. Have you ever? Yeah.
Um, for me, no. Ever
Mm-hmm.
since I started cosplaying, we never joined any
Uh-huh.
contest. Kasi, this is just my take.
Sure. Yeah.
I want, I wanted to enjoy. Nothing against people who compete in cosplay contests. I mean, I really admire people who take so much effort to compete, diba?
Mm-hmm.
Pero in my case kasi, partner ko rin, kami kasi,
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to just enjoy cosplaying. We're not there to compete with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
We're just there to enjoy the community. We're just there to inspire people, hopefully meet a lot of other people with the
Mm-hmm.
same passion for cosplaying and for toy
True. Yeah.
collecting. So no, kami we've never tried. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that we're not confident about competing. It's just that parang ano mo yun, why try to compete with others? I mean, if we're pretty much just happy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
cosplaying. Diba?
Yeah.
We haven't really tried it. Yeah.
Masaya lang eh, di ba? Di ba?
Masaya lang, exactly. Yeah.
And I would circle back to what you mentioned kanina na there you did mention na you just go into conventions just to appreciate the toys, just to buy toys dati, di ba?
Yes.
Nabanggit mo
Mm.
before cosplay.
Yeah.
So we have different intentions when we go to conventions, di ba? Some
Yes.
are more competitive than others. So probably
Yeah.
yun nga, it's one I don't know, to each his own. Yeah. Sabi ni Carlos Serra, pwede daw bang magpa-critic ng cosplay? Actually, sinenda niya sa akin. So mamaya magpapa-critic
Okay.
siya. Um,
Okay.
ako, tapos may dalawa tayong magpapa-critic mamaya. Gagawin ko sana
Okay.
yung dare sa akin ng barkada ko na mag-Darna costume ako sa Comic Con for 2020. Ang universe ang gumawa ng paraan para hindi matuloy. um, actually, no, ang
Sayang.
galing.
Sayang. Yeah.
Sayang,
Konti
okay
naman
lang yun.
nagpa-cosplay na Darna. Yeah.
Oo nga, actually, no,
Konti lang. I
dadalawa pa
only
lang
know
nakita ko, no?
dalawa. Yeah, dalawa
Yeah,
pa lang.
yeah. Dalawa pa
Yeah, dalawa
lang.
pa lang.
Dalawa pa lang sila. And
Easy,
they're
saka
both
si
models. Tama, no?
yung isang cosplayer, si Easy. I've seen her,
Ay, yeah, 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 yeah.
I've
Oo,
seen
si
her,
Easy.
yeah, nakadarn na siya.
That
Yung
was
isa
2 years
yung
ago
girlfriend
pa,
ni
ah.
Mon. 2 years ago, yes.
Ang
Tapos
galing,
yung
ang
isa
galing.
yung girlfriend ni Mon, which is a model. Yeah.
Yun. Siya yung last na nag-feature ng yung kasabayan ng mga halimaw sculptures, I think.
Yes,
Di
siya
ba?
yun. Forgot
Siya
her
yun.
name, pero yes, siya yun.
Ang galing, ang
Yeah.
galing. Isang mundo ang ginagalawan natin, Toby.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Janaski, nakaka-relate daw siya kay Baymax. Okay, then go ahead. Siya yung cosplay mo.
Yeah,
Jo-
naman, go.
Why not? Why not, di ba? Nakalimutan ko na yung line ni Baymax. But gusto ko matry mag-cosplay ng Assassin's Creed. Ayun pala, nag-cosplay na rin ako ng Assassin's Creed before. When things are all back to normal, makasama ko kayo mag-cosplay. Hopefully, no? Masaya ako na rin.
Yes.
Mag-Assassin's Creed tayong lahat. Ang saya nito, Brotherhood. Um,
Yeah.
Kakaibang experience kahit once lang. Alam mo yung, hindi, there was a moment, kwento ko lang din na nag-cosplay din ako with ang tawag dito, na nag-Ezio, nagpaka-character ako na talagang tinatabi ko yung mga tao, naglalakad lang ako, nakalyuko, tas hinahawi ko yung mga tao. Nag-trip lang din talaga ako ng panahon na yun. Anyway, yun nga, I just relate to what you're saying about nag-geek out ako ngayon no? I just relate to what you're saying about people na nag-internalize or just enjoying the character, because that's how I did at that convention. Siksikan, di ba? Hinahawi ko lang sila as if I was a character na si
Yes,
Altair, yan,
si
sa
Ezio.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Ayan, I know that you're a DC fan, pero sa Marvel mag-cosplay ka ng character. Sino yon and
Mm.
why?
Marvel, okay. Well, I'm a huge
Hmm.
X-Men fan, so matagal ko
Mm-hmm.
na actually plano mag-Magneto. I wanted to do Magneto, pero yung comic book version ni
Uy,
Magneto.
okay.
Yeah, kasi
Mm-hmm.
well, sabi nga ng partner ko, most of the characters that are really lined up for me are mga villains. Kasi medyo mas may angst. Medyo mas madali siyang i-portray for me.
Oo.
Yeah. And for me,
Villains
si
talaga, no?
Magneto, yeah. Si Magneto, he and I share some passion when it comes to, yeah, not really passion, pero he and I we both have the same mindset. If I were to be a villain, I would actually
Mm-hmm.
think na I'm much more superior than anybody,
Oo.
than the humans, diba? Because I'm a mutant. I'm one of the most
Aha.
powerful mutants. So, yeah, I would, yeah, matagal ko nang gusto mag dito. There was a time na nagpapalaki ako ng braso kasi there was this costume ni Magneto na naka-sleeveless siya. That's one of the costumes na gusto kong i-portray with Magneto. Pero pandemic happened. Yun. So,
Yeah,
hindi pa
okay.
siya nagagawa. Yun.
Sayang. But at least man lang, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully ma-pull off or mapupull off mo siya, I'm sure. But hopefully matapos mo or magawa mo yung character.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, no? That will be
Yeah.
fun. Sabi ni Antonio Alcantara, Rafi, hanggang ngayon di pa rin tinutuloy yung dare niya kahit Iron Spider-Ham na cosplay. Why
Spider.
not, di ba? Pwede, no?
Oh,
Pwede. Iron Spider-Ham. Why not? Ayan, Daddy
yeah.
Toby, kung magko-cosplay ka ng Marvel, okay lang ba kung akin ka na lang? Ang kulit. Kala ko seryoso. Ah, Antonio Alcantara, inaabangan ko, sabi niya. Villain Way equals Toby Way. Ayan, salamat for letting us know that. Now, can you enlighten us? What are common misconceptions when it comes to cosplay?
Hmm. Common misconceptions. Okay. I guess one misconception is that, well,
Mm,
people do it for fame.
for
Again,
fame.
there are cosplayers who do that, and
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against people. I have
Mm-hmm.
nothing against cosplayers who do that. Um, Kanya-kanyang trip yan eh. So some people really are into it because
Mm-hmm.
of the fame, while some
Yep.
people just wants to enjoy it. Diba? So I'm pretty much somewhere in the middle. I'm not really more into fame. I really just enjoy cosplay. So that's one
Mm-hmm.
misconception. Another misconception, you have to have a perfect body for you to
Mm-hmm.
embody the character you're cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
When I started in cosplaying, I was huge. Ang laki ko. And I was cosplaying Green Lantern, si Simon Bass.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first DC cosplay. And ang taba
Mm-hmm.
ko nun.
Hmm.
So yeah, ang taba ko noon. And but then people actually recognized me as Simon Das. Um, when I did my Hunter Prince cosplay, Hunter Prince is the son of Wonder Woman
Mhm.
from a dystopian future. I was
Mhm.
kind of heavy then during that time, but then
Mhm.
people also recognized me as Hunter Prince. So it's a common misconception that you have to have the perfect body. I'm not saying I'm not saying don't take care of your body, Sam, because I'm a fitness instructor. Of
Mhm.
course, I do. I
Mhm.
want to encourage everybody to take care of their bodies. If cosplaying would be one of your goals to have a fitter body, then yes, go for it. Pero yun nga, it's not the primary goal of a cosplayer to have a perfect body to just look
Mhm.
like the character. Because it's cosplay is for everybody, and the more and
Yan.
the representation, the representation
Mhm.
doesn't go with just how you look. It goes with your attitude. It goes with your character. It
Mhm.
also goes with your attitude outside the cosplay community. Because especially if you are someone who people know in the cosplay community, kung paano
Mhm.
ka makarelate dun sa mga, I don't call them fans, kung paano ka makarelate dun sa mga tao na nagpapapicture sa'yo,
Mhm.
that's the attitude that you should also have outside of the cosplay community. Kung mabait ka inside the cosplay community, then you
Mhm.
also have to be a good person outside. Kasi you have to always remember that when you're cosplaying, you're actually being one with the
Hmm.
character.
Yep.
So if it helps you live a better life outside of the cosplay community, then that would be a much better goal for you.
Ang
And
saya.
siguro last misconception would
Mhm.
be um, last misconception is ano nga ba? Last
Mhm.
misconception is we do it because of the freebies or we do it because we get certain perks. Uh,
Okay.
Di ba? I mean, there are people kasi
Yep.
na nagsasabi na, oh, nagko-cosplay ka lang naman kasi nai-invite ka sa mga events, nai-invite
Mhm.
ka sa mga premiere. Um, Actually, when I entered cosplay, none of these things were even
Mhm.
brought to my attention. I never experienced any of these things until I came into
Mhm.
cosplay. And those are perks. I would say those
Yep.
are just the perks. Like kami sa Justice PH, we do get invited to several events. Pero hindi,
Mhm.
Justice PH is a huge group. We are a huge family. So hindi naman kami lahat
Mhm.
na invite. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
true.
if diba? I mean, if you don't have the cosplay of a character that's in that movie, then
Mhm.
you have to sit it out, diba? You
Yep.
let the other people, go to the premiere
Oo.
kasi sila yung may costume, diba?
True.
So it's the perks are there, but that's not one of the things that I
Mhm.
enjoy it, but it's not one of the things that motivated me to be a cosplayer
Yan.
or to
Oo.
cosplay. Because it's just the enjoyment. I mean, you would
True.
understand it when you get into cosplay. You would understand the fun
Mhm.
that goes into it. You would understand a
Yeah.
bit of the stress that goes into it. Of
Mhm.
course, di ba? May konting stress din yan. Pero,
Mhm.
yeah, as long as you're enjoying, di ba?
Yeah.
You're enjoying and you're not stepping on anyone's foot. You just enjoy it.
Yan.
Then go ahead. Yeah.
Yan. Ang ganda, ang ganda. Dahil, I mean, I would want to echo what you mentioned about na you just have to set it out. Kasi hindi naman yun yung purpose mo, di ba?
Yeah.
It's not your purpose
Exactly.
na, kunwari, you cosplay a certain character. Ang hirap naman na pilitin mo na maging ikaw si Superman. Kahit na hindi ikaw talaga yun. Na hindi mo talaga siya kino-cosplay at hindi mo siya ni-enjoy. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and to your point about being villains, mas na-enjoy mo yung villains. So, 'di ba? Ang hirap ipilit, no? I mean, kasi lalabas eh.
Mm.
Lalabas yung mga hindi mo na-enjoy na
Yeah.
characters eh. Ang daming mga
Yeah.
tanong ng ating mga friends. Sabi ni Carlos Serra, well, this is more of a comment. Pwede na daw ba ang katawan ni Patsing ko bilang Sailor Moon?
Nakita ko yung picture na yun.
Actually, well, I wanted to show, teka, dahil dyan, puntahan lang natin ang
Mm.
Sailor Moon, um, Sailor Moon nyo, di ba? Ang saya kasi ng mga photos nyo na yun eh. Kasi para sa akin, they're worth showing off. Not showing off just to show off, but they're worth sharing. Yeah, that's a better term, I think. They're worth sharing to other people. Tama ba? Correct me if I'm wrong. What exactly is it? It's a gender bend, right?
It's a gender bend, yes.
Okay. Tell us more about the gender bend para sa mga hindi nakaka-relate. Sorry, alam ko lang yung term na yun eh. But go ahead.
Okay. Gender bent is actually portraying the opposite sex. Like if you notice do sa costume namin, naka-Sailor Warriors kami. Ako si Sailor Uranus, tapos si Shazam, siya si Sailor Neptune. So we call it gender bent kasi we're male cosplayers cosplaying, or rather male cosplayers who are portraying supposedly female characters. Pero dun sa costume namin, panlalaki pa rin siya. Nakapants kami dyan. So that would be parang it's a vision of how Sailor Uranus or Sailor Neptune would look like if they were actually male. So that's gender bend. It's actually
Ganda.
your version of a character, the opposite of the sex of the character. So,
Yan. Yan. So, ang ganda lang din kasi, di ba? I mean, these are things na na-enjoy mo. Di ba? People
yeah,
don't. Or people
yes.
might also enjoy just seeing you. Di ba? At least ako, nag-enjoy. Uy, wow. It kind of reminded me of Wonder Twins in a Sailor Moon universe, right?
Ah,
Di ba?
yes.
Ang saya
That's
lang
true.
na nakakakita ng ganun. Tanong
Yeah.
ni Sir Gabo, naka-experience ka ba ng alitan between cosplayers? Sa mga GC nyo to, siguro, I think. And if ever, nag-away na ba kayo in character you are cosplaying in? I'm not sure if the question
Okay.
is about fighting, uy, ako na lang si Shazam. Hindi, ako na lang si Shazam. I don't know if that was a question, but I think it is. But tell me, what do you think about the question?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Naka-experience ka na ba ng alitan between cosplayers? Okay. Let's see. A breakdown ko.
Yep.
Naka-experience ka ba ng alitan between cosplayers? I wasn't personally a part of that issue. I mean, cosplay
Mm-hmm.
community, of course, hindi natin
Meron pa rin.
maiwasan, meron pa rin talaga.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
I'm not part of it. Let's just say that I know people who have been part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sa akin kasi, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If
Yes. Okay.
wala namang ginagawa sa akin yung tao,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the person, not about the cosplay, as a cosplayer. Ha? Yung tao personally, kung wala naman siyang
Mm-hmm.
ginagawang masama sa akin, then bakit ako makikisaw-saw? I mean, even if may issues ka dun sa friend ko,
Mm-hmm.
hindi ako makikisali kasi wala kang ginawa sa akin masama. And whatever issues that you guys have, as adults, you guys should be able to
As
fix it on
adults,
your own.
ganda nun ah. Okay. Yeah.
Di
Go
ba?
ahead.
Kasi
Yeah.
cosplayers sometimes they think na cosplayers isip bata, pati away isip bata. I mean, let's just put it out there. That's how a lot of people think of it. And for me, um, it's not something that can be avoided, pero
Mm-hmm.
differences between cosplayers should be handled, in a private way, and they should be handled as adults because technically we're still adults. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Ang
so,
ganda.
kumbaga, hindi na dapat damay-damay. And, whatever you guys have issues with each other, try to fix it. Try not to let it out in the cosplay community so that it doesn't affect everybody else. So, second
Ang
one,
saya.
if ever nag-away na ba kayo in character you're cosplaying it? Actually, no. Like sa amin, sa Justice PH, we have 3 cyborgs. Si Claude is one of the cyborgs, pero yung version ni
Mm-hmm.
Claude is yung Justice League movie, and I'm the Teen Titans
Teen
version
Titans, yeah.
of Cyborg. So, actually, hindi kami nag-aaway pagdating sa character kasi there
Di
are
ba?
different characters.
Oo.
Yeah, parang ang babaw naman mag-aaway kayo for one character. I mean, if you have one character and the other one likes it also, then you guys can also do the same characters. Pwede naman yan eh. I mean,
Yeah.
no one's stopping you, di ba?
Oo.
Yun. Siguro for me, I never experienced na may nakipag-away sa akin
Oo.
dahil lang dun sa character.
Pakita
I mean,
natin yung versions na yun ah. Yung kay Claude, ito yung kay Claude na Justice League movie version, right? Tapos
Yes,
yung
yeah.
okay. right? And then yung previous was your Teen Titans. Yan. So, di ba? I
Yeah.
mean,
So, magkaiba
apples and
siya. Yeah.
oranges. Yeah, magkaiba eh, di ba?
Yeah. Same character, magkaiba ng costume, magkaiba rin sila ng nilabasan. I mean, in a sense, nilabasan na nilabasan na movie. I mean, si Claude, he was in he was in Justice League. I was in Titans. Same
Yeah.
character, different
Yeah.
interpretation. So,
Di na, di
yeah.
ba? Parang, tsaka, what do you call this? You have a lot of other characters in your, I mean, as a
Mm-hmm.
cosplayer, ikaw, you both are experienced cosplayers. So, wait lang. Hindi, ayan, balik natin ha. Let's put it back on track. You both have a lot of tawag dito bala na characters under your
Mm-hmm.
sleeve, right? Or under your wing,
Yeah.
whatever it is. You have a
Yeah.
lot of characters,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you can cosplay.
Yes, it is.
So I doubt,
Yeah.
unless isa lang kino-cosplay mo. And most likely, the other person has a lot, di ba? If ikaw, dedicated
Mm.
ka lang, because there are a
Yeah.
few na, like si Glenmark, he cosplays a lot, but he's known
Mm-hmm.
as Flash. Kasi
Yes.
he portrays Flash as a lot, as, well, ang galing eh. Dahil lahat ng version ni Flash, meron siyang
Meron
costume.
siya. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
That's
having
true.
said that,
Yeah.
ibibigay mo na sa kanya. Hindi ka na magpa-Flash, although you also can cosplay Flash, right?
Yes.
So, so
Yeah, kasi dun sa Justice PH, hindi lang din naman si Glenn Mark yung Flash. We also have other
exactly.
cosplayers na naka-Flash na same costume din pero ano yun, naghahalindinan lang eh. I mean,
Yeah,
kasi
true.
when you're talking about being invited to events, sometimes hindi lahat available. So,
Mm-hmm.
for one event, let's say, hindi available si Glenmark, then the other Flash can step in. So, that's how we work.
Yeah, true.
Hand in
Or
hand.
probably
How we work.
separate events. Diba?
Separate
So
events,
one
yeah.
would man a different or a different kunwari release in cinema iba pang IMAX nandun sila, and then the other would go to Mega Mall
Yeah.
perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Um
And minsan naman, even if it's on the same event, as long as they don't take pictures of you together, okay lang eh. I mean,
mhm.
you guys can still join. I mean, it's a free
True,
country. You know, you can, hindi
right?
naman kailangan na pag-awayan yun, di ba? So,
Totoo.
you know.
Well, actually, kinlaro ni Sir Gabo ang question niya. Actually, pag nag-away
Oh,
ko,
okay.
ikaw si Black Adam, yung kaaway mo si naka-Shazam. I mean, nag-aaway daw ba kayo as the character? Okay. All right. Not pinag-aawayan yung character.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Siguro
Ang saya.
sa mga photo shoots, yes. Sa mga photo shoots, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. We do
You
that.
embody the
Kasi
character kasi, di ba?
we embody the character. Exactly.
Mhm.
So, sa mga photo shoots, we do that. Pero on a personal level, no. I mean, some people do, I guess. Pero for me, I've never encountered it. I try to be as
Yes, away,
friendly.
no?
I try to be as, I mean, honestly, outside of the cosplay community, marami ka ng stress, marami ka na rin nakakaaway.
Yan.
Pati ba naman sa loob ng convention, ganun pa rin.
Mhm.
So parang ako, when I go, kami, ng partner ko, when we go into the convention, good vibes lang. Whatever problems we have, we leave it outside. Good vibes lang kami pagdating sa
Ah,
convention. But when we step outside, then that's when we deal with our problems.
exactly, no?
Really as that.
Same. So, sabi ni Janaski, nakaka-relate to eh. May nakaaway to recently or last year. Same din sa toys.
Oh,
Settle the issues as an adult. Or hindi nakaaway eh. May nang-away sa kanya.
ah,
Ah. Settle
okay.
it as an adult. Oo nga naman. Hindi
Yeah.
yung,
Oh,
diba? Huwag na magparinigan. Ano to? Grade 6, grade 5.
oh, ako mo nga sa tenga. Ako mo nga sa tenga.
Diba? Ano ba yan? Diba? That's my son right there. Uy, sobrang proud oh.
Oh, si Weaves! Kasama ko yan sa bodycon. Yeah, si Daddy. Kasama ko yan sa
Nice.
bodycon.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Ayan, Sir Weebs. Ay, so bodycon. Ito yung ano no, ito na yung lumaban ka ng contest. I remember this that you posted a lot of pictures. Na tama ba? Contest siya yung bodycon? Is it?
It's a competition. It's a fitness competition. Pero hindi pa siya tapos. Kasi
Di pa siya
nag-pandemic.
tapos.
We're supposed to, 2020 siya, we're supposed to have our finals night March, biglang nagka-pandemic. So, na-hold off yun. So,
Okay.
yun. So until now, we're kind of the longest reigning bodycon finalist, bodycon ambassador. Kasi 2 years na kaming bodycon ambassadors until now.
Ang haba
Yun.
ng ano no, ng rain.
Haba. Ang haba ng rain.
Ang haba ng rain. Ayun no, from
Gusto
nilabasan
ko
doon
lang
na tayo sa
ipasa
mahabang
eh.
rain. Anyway, yan. Sabi nga, Jinaski, please complete the sentence. Nakompleto na po kanina pa. Sorry. Parang ang title ng movie, Nilabasan. Sir, paano cosplay yung Nilabasan?
Pag-uusapan doon.
Oo nga eh. Feeling ko, andito na tong mga joke na to eh. Naalala ko sa
Pero di ba, I
Toy-Con.
warned you, medyo, ano, ko sa, ano, di ba, sa Tagalog minsan.
Yeah, actually, totoo naman eh. Kaya nga, natawa lang ako eh. Kaya sorry, hindi ko napigilan yung pagsabi kanina. Ayan, guys, pinag-usapan namin ni Toby kanina na mas fluent kasi siya mag-English. Kaya pag nagtatagalog, medyo may poses. Yan, yun na lang, doon na lang tayo sa may poses. Sabi ni Carlo Serra, naalala ko ng Toy-Con, magkakasama kami ni Marlo Demos, Deca Valencia, Bernard, nanood kami ng cosplay performance, kaso di pwedeng ikwento dito at may tentacle na involved. Okay.
Chat pa yan.
Oo, sa chat natin pag-usapan yan. Ay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry. Jason, pag nilabasan daw ng pawis, pareho sila naka-cyborg costume. Mahirap yung part na to, no? VNO live. Ay, sorry. O nga, yung preview show ko kasi yung voice, virtual night out kasi is a preview show na medyo green yung usapan doon. Anyway, wait, tungkol saan na ba yung topic? English pala. Yan. Ayan, I'm gonna show your collection dito. But while we're showing your collection, my question for you is, what is your definition of a cosplayer? Yan. Para sa'yo, ano ang isang cosplayer talaga? Describe it.
Okay, well, cosplayer is somebody who embodies their character, someone who tries to look like the character as much as they can, pero most importantly, someone who embodies it when it comes to personalities, how they move, how they talk. So, yon, that's on the surface level. On a much deeper level, I would say a cosplayer should be someone who can inspire people to get into the cosplay community, inspire people to become fans of different characters. Because sometimes, even if you're not a fan of a particular character, pag maganda yung pagkaka-cosplay niya dun sa character, you get to become a fan of that character. So it's pretty much about inspiring people and, encouraging them to, take on a positive view of the characters that they are cosplaying. So, yeah.
Ang ganda, ang ganda, ang ganda. Kasi at least man lang, yun yung embodiment, at least man lang. And I see that it's not about the fame, it's not about, really about you intending to be that's the goal, but not really you having the features na mag-fit doon talaga daw, di ba? I love what you mentioned about embodying, di ba? So it's really you becoming that person, really. Role playing. So yan lang. Pinapakita lang natin na napakaraming koleksyon ng DC. Kaya pala, natitempt ka sa Bioman, no? Kasi may Super Sentai ka rin din dito, no? Meron kang Power Rangers, nakita natin. But most of your collections are Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So, is she your favorite character of all time?
Oh yeah, ako naman. Yes, I never denied it. Yeah, Wonder Woman has always been my favorite character. Way back, the second run ng Linda Carter TV version ni Wonder Woman before.
Nice.
Super Friends. Yeah, so mga
Linda Parker pa.
Linda Carter was 1970s, pero it was shown here in the Philippines sa RPN 9 every Wednesday at 9 o'clock dati ng 1980s. So that's when I became a fan of Wonder Woman. And ever since then, naging huge fan na ako ni Wonder Woman. Even during the 90s, tapos 2000, especially nung nagkaroon siya ng live action depiction sa Batman versus Superman. That was something that I was so excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So yung collection ko is mostly mga figures that I got way back in early 2000, 1990s to early 2000. So, yun, different versions ni Wonder Woman. Tapos, initially, it's just Wonder Woman. Tapos,
Mm-hmm.
nag-branch out, because of Funko Pops, nag-branch out ako sa different, different genres,
Mm-hmm.
different characters. So, nagkaroon na ako ng Justice League, nagkaroon ako ng Power Rangers, nagkaroon ako ng Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because of toy photography, lalong lumaki yung gastos ko. Hindi na si Wonder Woman yung binibili ko ngayon.
Kailangan naman,
Diba?
may kasama, no? Dahil may rogue ka, kailangan
Yeah,
may gambit, gano'n.
may gambit ka. Pag may rogue ka, may gambit ka. May storm ka, kailangan may bishop ka. Something like
Oo
that.
nga,
So,
ano?
diba?
Ang saya lang. Alright. Now, there's a comment. Sabi ni Carlos Serra pala, Linda Carter, anong taon pa yun, Uncle Perry? Nagtitira na sila ng edad. Sorry, si Gal Gadot na inabot ko. Tito Rafi mo, baka kasing edad ni Linda Carter. Diyos ko, ito na po. Sa mahaba at nilabasan. Ito na. Well, nice collection daw, sabi ni Jason Tenko. Hentai daw. Ay, sentai pala, sabi ni. Here's a serious question. If ever magkaroon ng chance to own a statue or action figure as your holy grail, what brand or model? Ano yung pinaka gusto mo maging holy grail? Kumbaga, I think that's the question.
Holy Grail. Actually, ang dami eh.
Mm-hmm.
Ang dami. Pero siguro for me, pinaka-Holy Grail ko na wala pa ako. Is it Holy Grail na wala pa ako or yung meron na ako?
Gustong magkaroon, so wala pa. I assume
okay.
yan.
So wala pa. George Perez Wonder Woman DC Collectible Statue. Kasi ang mahal niya. Ang mahal niya, plus I'm a huge fan of George Perez's artwork for Wonder Woman. So, yun. That's one of the statues that I wanted. Of course, Hot Toys. Yan, lagi namin na pag-uusapan ni Papa Terry yan. Hot Toys.
Hot
na Wonder
Toys.
Woman yung Gal Gadot. Yes. Kasi ang mahal din niya. Tapos very fragile siya.
Oo, no?
If you're gonna buy it, hindi mo siya pwedeng, alam mo yung pagalawin, yung articulation niya, hindi mo pwedeng pagalawin, masisira eh. Hindi ka
True.
shoot na shoot eh. So,
may tawag sila doon eh. Museum pose lang daw siya eh. Naka-museum pose lang.
Yes.
Sabi nila.
Ano pa siya? Naka-acrylic.
Oo, no?
Acrylic pa siya.
Well, meron naman tayo naging tips from, what do you call this, si Dio Ortigas about keeping your collection, displaying your collection. And you have a very great collection actually. Nakakaingit actually itong mga to. Marami kang mga hindi pa napipicturean sa mga to. Hopefully makita natin yung mga picture. Natuwa nga si Perry Chua. Sabi niya, wow, may Kingdom Come. Pero natuwa si Jason Tenko. Sabi niya, sorry, Come lang ang nabasa daw niya. Just paberde po from Black Adam. We were going to Green Lanterns. But anyway, experience. Ayan, nai-enjoy nila. Alright, eto siguro before we end, magpapakritik lang ang ilang mga friends natin. Actually, walang nag-send.
Alam mo, walang critic me eh.
Meron. May sila nag-send lang. Pero well, actually, ang gusto ko lang din, magpapakritik me din ako dito. Dahil, well, I used to embody a few. So, yan. No holds barred sa comments.
Okay.
Sige. Yeah. Papakritik me lang tayo ng cosplay na yan. This was during an event sa office dati. 2012 or 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. First of all, gusto ko yung, I'm not sure if it's because of how the shot was taken, pero overall, yung costume is pretty on spot. Yeah. Pretty on spot. Plus, in character siya, which is a good thing. Well, as cosplayers, most of the time, people expect you to be in character. So I like the fact that when this shot was taken, in character siya. maganda yung mask niya kung makikita niya. Maganda yung mask niya. I think this is a very good character, very good cosplay for me. Yeah. For me, this is a very
Okay.
good cosplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what can be improved perhaps dito sa shot na to? So, yun na lang tayo.
Um,
Yun lang.
okay. Siguro, okay, I really can't comment much on the costume kasi hindi ako mabusisi when it comes to what kind of materials are used for the
Mm-hmm.
costume.
Okay.
For the character, siguro I would say konti pang angas yung pag gano'n
Konti
niya,
pang
yung
angas.
konting angas pa. Kasi from what I can tell, this character
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to have, well, he has a mask. So, hindi
Mm-hmm.
makikita expression niya. So, everything else, since hindi makikita expression niya, everything else had to be played through his actions. So, konti pa
Mm.
sigurong angas just for him to really look like ganito yung
Yeah.
ginagawa niya eh. So, yeah, konti pang exaggeration siguro. Yeah.
May kwento actually to eh. And if for people who don't know, ako yan.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, what do you call this? May moment kasi, I mean, as a magician, we can create things out of thin air. And there was a moment na nasunog yung right hand ko dito dahil, yung right part ng sleeve ko kasi kaya nakababa siya at nakakaliwa. Even though I'm right-handed. Nasunog siya because of the fire thing
Okay.
that I produced. So nag-apoy yung mismong sleeve ko that I had to fan out. So, yeah. Yun
Oh.
na ang story behind this one. Let me show you another one. Teka, tanggalin ko lang. But thank you. Mamaya, wait, mamaya natin pupuntahan yung may nag-PM sa akin, pero pupuntahan ko yan. Bago yan, may isa pa tayo. Oo, pupuntahan natin yan, sir, yung sa isang nag-comment sa atin. Teka. May dalawa pa pala, nagpahabol sila. Sorry So, hindi tayo ganun ka handa. Ito, sige. Simulan na natin to dito. At nawala si Toby, ladies and gentlemen. Toby, bumalik ka dito. Ano to, Toby? Paano yung nagpa-critic ni tuloy? Huy, Toby. Hindi naka-open time si Toby, ladies and gentlemen. Tapos na po, hindi. Nagpa-extend po siya ng oras dun sa computer shop. Alright. But anyway, thank you so much sa mga hindi bumibitiw. Dito pa rin sila. Hindi ko kinik, no? Ayan na.
Yun,
Dapat hindi
nawala
ka
ako bigla. Sorry.
nagpa-open time ka dapat, sabi mo. Pag may interview yung ganyan. Alright. So anyway, ang next na nagpa-critic me naman, ito, makikita na siya. Yan.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is good. Nice. Actually, gusto ko yung makeup niya. I'm assuming naka-makeup siya. I like yung makeup niya. Very expressive.
Yep.
Ganda ng mata. Tama ba? Yeah, ang ganda ng mata. Um, Things to improve on. Siguro mas more sinister yung smile, I guess.
More
Pero
sinister.
more sinister yung smile niya, yeah. Pero overall,
Mm-hmm.
ganda eh. I mean, alam mo yun, unang kita ko pala ng picture, kagad siya, may impact na siya kagad eh. So, it's probably with the pose, facial expression, you're on point, ang ganda. Plus the makeup, definitely. Ang ganda ng makeup. So, yeah. Siguro if you're gonna smile, medyo i-widen mo pa yung smile mo to make it more sinister. That's kasi from the facial expression, I can see na parang yun yung tinatry niyang yan eh. When he's holding this, parang, alam mo yun, mas medyo sinister pala. Yun lang. It's just with the smile. Everything else is on point.
And thank you, Jason Tenko, for sending this to us. Ang galing turuan kita ng card tricks. Si Sir Jason Tenko yan.
Ay, ganda.
Turuan natin ng card tricks pa to go with that. I'll show one more. Teka. Sana. Ala, nawala bigla. Wait. Nagkakagulo. Anong meron dito sa live na to? But anyway, nagko-comment sila. Nagtanong si Rafi, sino daw ba yung kino-cosplay ko at that time? That was supposedly si Corey, kung saan na nakuha
Yes,
siya.
yeah.
I don't know if that was portrayed properly,
Yeah,
di ba?
it was portrayed properly.
Na
Pero
na,
sa
na portray
Flame of
naman.
Recca, yeah, sa Flame of Recca, yes.
Yes, yes. Favorite character ko 'yon. Si Reka actually. But mas sinister yung mindset ko at that time eh. So, at saka
Mm,
mas flamboyant yung itsura ng ano eh, ng costume ni
Licorice.
Kore.
Yeah, oo,
Um
oo.
so hindi si Jenica Garcia po ang pinapa-critic me ko dito, but then yung si Altair from Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Si Altair, okay. Medyo malabo ng konti yung shot ng
Yeah,
face,
actually,
saka ano yung
yung
kulay.
quality ng camera back then, sorry, medyo pangit talaga eh.
Yeah, pero okay, let me start with yung cups niya. Yeah, that's pretty good. At least from here kasi kahit medyo low quality, nakikita mo yung cups niya. Maganda yung quality ng pagkakagawa ng cups, so that's good. The facial expression, yeah, pretty on point. Siguro ako, if I'm gonna be doing this shot, siguro
Mhm.
nakaganon siya, di ba? So I would lower yung kamay ko ng konti
Ah,
para hindi masyadong, para makita yung expression ng mukha niya.
ba-
Kasi unless you have strong eyes that could actually act as your own expression, dun mo makikita yung expression. If you don't have strong
Mhm.
eyes, I would say you can probably, put your hand lower para makita yung smile, yung smile mo. If you're smiling or if
Mhm.
you're having other facial expressions. Um, Pretty much okay naman yung costume. Siguro yung ano rin, yung hood niya, medyo two things.
Yun.
For the hood, pwede niyang ibaba ng konti yun, tapos ibaba niya ng konti yung kamay niya para magkaroon ng konting shadow effect dito sa
Mhm.
mata. Or pwede niyang medyo itaas ng konti, tapos yung
Mhm.
pinaka-pointed part, medyo ibaba niya para nakikita naman yung dito
Mhm.
lang sa dito. Yun.
Nice,
So,
okay.
can I do
Great,
the
great tips. Napakaganda ng mga tips ni Toby. Basahin lang natin before we go to our last Critic Me. Sabi nila, Janaski, nasa PisoNet yata si Toby. Pero hindi, nakabalik naman na siya eh. Naibalik natin yung PisoNet. Anong anime? Flame of Recca. Yan. You know,
yeah,
Altair.
Democrat.
Hey Toby from Cats. Uy, thank you so
Starfire,
much.
yes. Hi.
Thank you so much for watching. Teka. Ang last na ikokos or last na nagpapacritic me na sa atin ay what do you call this? Ay very very special kasi dalawa yung sinend niya sa akin pero isang character din to. Sabi ni Weebs, my boy Toby, bodycon represent. Nice. Meron tayong
Thank you.
mga friends dito that are from different ang hirap eh no. I was about to say different walks of life pero ang mali ng term na yon. Teka. Saan na to? Teka lang. Ah, ang late kasi nag-send to mga to eh. Kung naka-ready na to mga links nyo, ano na eh, ready na dapat eh. Wait yan. Yan, I think eto na, ready na tayo dito. Sharing in a few. Yan. Okay, this person, um, I don't know what came into his mind when he tried to cosplay this. Okay, that's the first shot. This is the second shot.
Okay.
Hindi, facial expression wise, what do you think?
Facial expression wise, dito kasi sa second shot na to, he looks unsure. I mean,
Unsure.
yeah, unsure kung ano yung, alam mo yun, parang ngingiti ba ako or sisimangot ako? Something like that, no offense. Pero
Yeah.
medyo
Okay.
unsure siya dun sa expression niya. Yung katawan niya naman is okay naman. I like the costume. I'm not familiar with the costume. Mukha siya Sailor Moon sa akin, pero I'm not familiar with it. Pero
Okay,
yeah,
no?
may, maganda yung costume. I like the wig. Mukhang natural yung wig niya, which is good. And yun, siguro sa facial expression lang, okay, for photo shoots kasi, like for us, for cosplayers, when we have a photo shoot, we always try to exaggerate yung facial expression natin.
Ah.
Kasi sometimes, yung simple na smile doesn't translate well sa camera.
Mhm.
Sometimes you think you're smiling, pero when you look at, when the camera looks at it, parang ganyan, parang medyo hindi ka sure. Pero actually, you're already smiling para sa'yo eh. So, yun,
Mhm.
when you're on a shoot, even if it's not cosplay, ito rin kasi natutunan ko before when we had our photo shoot sa bodycon, you always have to over-exaggerate. Yung movements
Mm.
mo, yung poses mo, you have to over-exaggerate it for the camera to really capture your personality. Yun.
Okay.
So,
That's a very
yeah.
good tip, ah. So for those who want to have a good photo shoot, exaggerate at least the
Yeah.
movements, especially if you're playing a character, ang ganda nun.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Carlos Serra, dapat daw gandar I am gandara, sabi niya. Muntik na daw sila masamid. Hands down, bro. Ayop. Tapos, puwede na akong matulog, may bangungot na daw siya, si Sir Jason. Kamukha ni
Pag
oo nga 'no,
PTPC,
kamukha ni
kukunin.
Carlos Sierra 'to 'no?
Oo nga eh. Tatanungin ko nga
Ito,
sana kasi Carlo yan eh.
Sailor Maniac, supplies, Sailor Uranus. All right. But anyway, thank you so much, Toby, for enticing us and gracing us with your knowledge when it comes to cosplay and sharing the fun and the geekery. You're one of the people who embodies geekery. Sa totoo lang, eh.
Thank
Ikaw
you.
yung
Thank you so much.
seryoso
Anytime.
from toys to cosplay to merchandise to movies, everything. Ah, Kumbaga, toy geek forever. No, you're a geek. You're the embodiment of being a geek, and that's actually, I mean, I love it na parang may taong nag-embody ng ganito. There are just a few, di ba? Some of us are half-baked when it comes to these things. Like, personally, I'm speaking to me, cosplaying a few of these characters. It's a bit half-baked, unlike you, that you're passionate. It's very, very great. But Toby, can you give us, before we end, a bit tips when it comes to getting into cosplay and everything in between, getting into cosplay or into the community?
Okay. I'll probably just share ko na lang yung mga ginawa ko. When I was just new, I was trying to pretty much get to know everybody. So even if I was not in cosplay at that time, I tried to meet as many people as I can in the cosplay community. I asked for tips. I asked for generally anything that would help me to become a better cosplayer. So I guess it pretty much boils down to enjoying it. If you want to get into cosplay, number one, you have to be able to enjoy it. You have to have that mindset that you are doing this because you enjoy it, not for any other reasons. Number two, um, just continue. Parang in any kind of hobby you're doing, just continue doing it no matter what other people would say. Kasi number one, nobody could actually tell you how you're supposed to live your life. It's not that you don't ask for advices. It's just that you just have to follow your heart. If this is something that you wanted to do and you've been meaning to do, then you have to have the perfect mindset, or not the right mindset rather, in order for you to do it. Kasi masaya ang cosplay community if everybody is positive about it. So yeah, yun. Number three, don't invest too much on costumes, on characters na alam mo hindi mo siya magagamit. Kasi like if you notice with the costumes that I wore, most of of the characters that I portray are characters na medyo established na. So I don't really spend too much kasi magastos ang costume. Pagdating pa lang sa props, pagdating pa lang sa costumes, medyo above 10,000 to 15,000 na talaga yung gagastusin mo. So number one, you have to be passionate about the character that you are cosplaying para hindi masayang yung costume mo. And then number two, you also have to be wise. You have to cosplay. If you're going to cosplay a character, make sure it's a character that you know, that you personally know by heart, para hindi rin masayang yung opportunity mo to cosplay it correctly. So, yo, that's pretty much it. Oh, si Almira.
Yan, maraming salamat Toby. And thank you for everyone who watched and who well, I'm sure marami kayong naging masaya itong session, marami kayong natutunan when it comes to getting into cosplay and the cosplay community altogether. And again, before we end the session, remind ko lang na next week we have two episodes. First episode is 12 a.m. And the next episode after that is 7 p.m. So Ryan Lapus and Miko Rosales all in one day. Medyo
Yes.
mabigat dahil puyatan, 12 a.m. But hopefully, you guys can join us. Kaya ina-announce na natin as early as now kasi Ryan Lapus, one of our premier photographers na sobrang ang saya ng mga pictures nito. Check it out. Check out his work. Na ipopost natin soon. But I have posted Toby's YouTube channel and Facebook pages on the comment sections. Hopefully, you guys can check it out. And yes, sabi ni Sir Jason Tenko, amen. Everything is fun. Basta the community is positive and wag lang sa COVID. But yes, hopefully, ang saya lang din. Ang saya na may mga taong ganito kagaya ni Toby that shares the passion. It's very passionate and passionate lang talaga just to have fun. Ang stressful na nga ng work and everything else, stressin pa ba natin sarili natin sa mga hobbies natin na to, 'di ba? But yeah, thank you everyone and thank you all for joining us this week. See you guys next week for more geeky goodness. This has been Chris Lina and keep on shooting, keep on collecting. Thank you everyone. Maraming salamat. See you guys next week.
Yeah.